One Zambia, One Nation. This is Zanis News with me, Faith Katai. And on sign language, we have Imelda Mulea. The headlines. Government signs $1 million finance agreement in energy sector. 18 countries confirm participation at Zambia International Trade Fair. President Hichilema officiates at Ministers' Golf Tournament. The news in detail. The World Bank has signed a financing agreement with the Zambian government worth $100 million United States that will see the power utility company ZESCO improve its operations. The National Energy Advancement Transformation NEAT program agreement, which will be implemented in various phases over a 10-year duration that will cost $700 million. The deal, which involves the energy sector, will also support the Rural Electrification Authority REA in strengthening the implementation of the Rural Electrification Fund. World Bank Country Director Nathan Belletti says the NEAT program will illustrate the institution's commitment to supporting Zambia's energy policies in alignment with the 8th National Development Plan, Vision 2030 and National Energy Policy. And Minister of Finance and National Planning, Stubmeko Musokotwane, said the deal will also result in supporting the implementation of measures identified in the ZESCO strategy for management of debt and arrears.
For Malawi, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, and Zambia. And on behalf of JRZ is the Honorable Minister of...
We have put in place a 10-year multi-phase facility with a resource envelope of $700 million aimed at increasing the financial sustainability, operational reliability, and resilience of the electricity sector in Zambia. I am pleased that we have now signed the program's first phase, which will be implemented from 2024 to 2026, and provides $100 million grant financing to improve ZESCO's financial performance and operational reliability, and to support the Rural Electrification Authority with strengthening the implementation of the Rural Electrification Fund.
This aims to enhance operational efficiency in the energy sector by improving the financial performance of ZESCO, the national power utility, increasing reliability and climate resilience of the electricity sector, and enabling private investment in non-hydro renewable energy. Key activities will be to support the implementation of the measures identified in the ZESCO strategy for management of debt and arrears, optimizing operational costs, and enhancing revenues, as well as reducing the impact of upfront costs of connecting new customers through grid connection subsidy.
Central Province Permanent Secretary Miuna Mwanakampwe has assured the European Union, EU and Germany government that the €14 million aid to Zambia meant for water harvesting and irrigation projects will be put to good use. Dr. Mwanakampwe says the money will be channeled to water harvesting, afforestation and other mechanisms that will help mitigate the adverse effects of climate change. The Permanent Secretary said this when a delegation from the EU paid a courtesy call on him, and EU representative Henrik Olt disclosed that the project is focusing on securing water resources and restoring nature following unpredictable rainfall patterns that adversely disadvantage the farming communities.
But we don't take your support for granted. 40 million euros coming from taxpayers' money of those two countries coming down here would want to see prudence in the manner that those resources are going to be utilized. And we can only assure you that once that is done, it is our role and our duty and our responsibility to make sure that those resources are husbanded prudently, not only prudently, but also they touch lives, because that's what we want to do. The lives of the critical mass, those that are failing to work with us, are the people that we need to touch and see if we can change
we feel to secure the livelihoods in the lower Kafue sub-catchment, which is part of southern and central province, there's an urgent need to restore degraded catchments and protect the functioning, existing nature which is there to ensure that the livelihoods of the people are secured.
Senga Hill District Commissioner Elizabeth Goma has expressed concern with the slow pace at which works on the construction of the 10.7 million kwacha multi-purpose dam in Chief Mpande's area of Senga Hill is moving. More in the following report.
Government, through the Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation, embarked on the construction of multi-purpose dams in all the 10 provinces of the country. In Northern Province, the dam is being constructed in Chief Mpande's area in Senga Hill District. However, Senga Hill District Commissioner Elizabeth Goma, who visited the site, is not pleased with the slow pace at which works are moving.
The contractor for the dam, you must come on site because we are lagging behind. Our colleagues in other areas are doing very well. Now here in Senga Hill, whenever we give you contract, you are taking too long. We as government, we have a mandate with people. We promise to the people that will work. And this is what we want to see on the ground. We want to make sure that you work for the people and the people benefit. So please, you contractors, be on site next week.
Water Resource Development Assistant Engineer Blessing Skunda explains the scope of works.
Chief Mpande Dam is proposed to be constructed to the gross capacity of 3,450,000 cubic meters to the maximum height of 16 meters at an estimated cost of 10,700,000. Yes, the purpose of the dam is same out-purpose dam, but it will benefit more of the agribusiness because most of the farmers here depend on the agriculture as the source of their income.
And the community is eager to see the completion of the project, which is expected to boost economic activities in the area. Voting for Zanis in Senga Hill, Namsokwe Wembia.
About 18 countries have confirmed attending the 58th Zambia International Trade Fair, ZITF, in Ndola on the Copperbelt province. ZITF Chief Executive Officer Ezra Chiwe has disclosed that over 45 exhibitors from 18 countries and 651 local exhibitors have since registered to attend this year's fair. In other news, Mwansabombwe District Disaster Management Officer Eustace Chifumbano says community members in different parts of the district have started community works for them to benefit from the relief maize that has been delivered to the district. Mr. Chifumbano said 80% of the relief maize is meant for food for work and that once the works are completed, each household will benefit a 1 by 50 kilogram bag of white maize. More in the following report.
Following the delivery of relief maize to Mwansabombwe District by the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, DMMU, community members who were identified have started carrying out community works for them to benefit from the relief maize. A check by Zanis found a number of community members busy clearing the road that leads to Chipita Harbour, while others were on the waters clearing the waterway which leads into the Luapula River. District Disaster Management Officer Eustace Fumbano was present to supervise the works.
We started from cleaning the canal, making sure that the clogs which was in Luapula River has been cleared, and now they're just patching the road. It was through food for work activities in which here the beneficiaries under Chipita Ward doing the work. This will continue across all wards.
DMMU Satellite Committee members and the traditional leadership were also present to ensure that work is done before benefiting from the relief maize.
mukwaye tuleta shokwe bati nicho balela fyonse twafikirisha lero apamo mwene tulebo mbera kuchipita aba waliwo kwasa pasali mukwaye tuleta shapa karambo obuteko kuti twali lifino kwa mukoko na fyonse ama programs zirati
yo mwanena tashia sana kubuteko efyo bule kubombera bye tubombere fyamano kutwafua pantino aba Yesu yali onaika kayiri yali sapa ikyo ndetotera kubuteko bwetu bakutubulete ubuyantanshi kuno kumyesu.
Lewis Changwe, Zanis, Mwansabombwe, Luapra Province.
We now take a break. Stay tuned.
The Issue is a program that looks at topical issues happening in the country. Watch The Issue every Friday at 19:30 hours, only on Zanis TV, Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH on Topstar. Don't miss.
Zambia Today is a program that keeps you informed on various government policies and programs. Join us every Tuesday at 18 hours on Zanis TV, Topstar platform, Channel 6 DTT and 458 DTH. Don't miss.
Welcome back. You are watching Zanis News. In education news, government has warned pupils in Western Province to desist from engaging themselves in examination malpractices. Western Province Acting Assistant Secretary Alan Simakando says examination malpractices impact negatively on the standards of education in the province.
Pupils from Western Province have been warned against involving themselves in examination malpractices. Speaking on behalf of Western Province Permanent Secretary, Assistant Secretary Alan Simakando says examination malpractices compromise the quality of education in the country.
We encourage you to study very hard because this province will not be happy to hear instances of malpractice because the effects are so adverse because you may end up having professionals in the offices who are not able to execute, but they've attained very good qualification, but they are not able to implement what they learned.
And Mount District Education Standard Officer Lifumbo Mundia has expressed optimism that the province is likely to score better school results for both grade 9 and grade 12 pupils.
Western Province results were poor last year, and indeed the number of factors now that the province is addressing. And Mongu being at the hub of Western Province is one of the major targets. So the factors that are being addressed mainly are looking at the teacher factor and the learner factor. Our expectation is that we are going to improve from the level where we were in 2023 results. So come 2024, we are hoping the results will go up because there is intensification in terms of monitoring, in terms of engagement of the learners and also the stakeholders.
We have our children here from different schools. The whole idea, if you look around, you have seen a number of professionals from different walks of life and universities. So the idea is to expose them what to expect when they're out of school. Our target group is grade 12, and we are targeting to meet at least 2,500 for this activity.
Meanwhile, Sephora Secondary School pupil Mary Kasabi has expressed concern over the increased discrimination against pupils with disabilities.
The challenges that I'm facing with the person with disabilities are mainly, one of them is that sometimes I find discrimination from the societies, from families, but
she said this during the 2024 Western Provincial Careers Exhibition Fair with the theme Unlock Your Potential, Shape Your Future Through Career Insight. Rogers Fiper reporting for Zanis in Mong District of Western Province.
Lusangazi District Commissioner Mike Tembo has expressed worry over the rise in early marriage cases in the district. Mr. Temba was speaking during the district stakeholders' adolescent health technical working group. He says teenage pregnancies have continued to be a major challenge. And Lusangazi Acting Director of Health, Enoch Muzia, says there is need to nurture adolescents in order to have a productive future as a nation.
We are aware of the challenges that we are facing as a district in Lusangazi. Teenage pregnancies have been a problem with us in Lusangazi for quite some time. But I'm happy to report that there has been a reduction in teenage pregnancies in the quarter one as compared to quarter one in 2023. This time around, at least, there has been a decrease. Child marriages are on the increase in our district. There are so many parties going on there involving our youngsters, which are detrimental to their well-being.
Even be aware, Eastern Province, out of the 10 provinces, has the highest number of teenagers becoming pregnant. And because the Lusangazi is listed, it's not an exception. We also have facilities that are holding very, very big numbers of adolescents becoming pregnant. So as we meet here, as a stakeholders meeting, we want to look at the ways that can help us reduce these adolescents becoming pregnant. We also want to reduce the number of adolescents that are testing positive to HIV.
And in health news, the community of Chatwika in Kaoma district of Northwestern Province has received a health facility staff house and water reticulation system. The facilities have been constructed at a cost of 1.2 million kwacha using the Constituency Development Fund. More in the following report.
The people of Chatwika area in Mangango constituents are jubilant as they witnessed the handover of the first ever health facility, staff house and water reticulation system in their community. People here were covering a distance of over 15 kilometers to access health services at a nearby facility in Nalulembwe area. The 1.2 million worth facility has been constructed using the 2022 Constituency Development Fund, CDF. Kaoma District Commissioner Kashina Sheba graces the occasion.
The handover of the health facility is in response to an urgent call by this community that has for many years lived without a health care facility or had to access such services by covering long distances. The clinic and the water reticulation I'm handing over will bring about a much needed quality health care services. Our success would have not been possible without a good policies and vision of the United Party for National Development under the leadership of our Republican President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema.
Hamba Mwene is Mangango Member of Parliament and had this to say.
We are very happy as people of Chatwika to have this structure here. We never had it. We have never had it. Now here today, we have got even flowing tap water here in Chatwika. We have got a solar-powered clinic, which is very, very nice. And we want to say thank you to the New Dawn government.
Of Chatwika, they used to seek medical services to 15 kilometers from here. So by bringing these facilities in this community, we will improve on the accessibility of healthcare services. We are very grateful to the government through the CDF, which has made it possible for us to have the facility in Chatwika community.
The beneficiaries are overjoyed with the development.
kutofumana sipatela faka ufika kuli nolubali mbane banyanda ne bapuluhira mwa mishiti
sawe tumelo kwa muso waluna wabo ichile makainde ni kuza 1964 ne usina sipatela pasi wakase za Chatwika chenule selufumana ni miliani ukaufi.
This milestone project demonstrates the government's commitment to improving the lives of its citizens and ensuring equal access to healthcare services. Mtinta Mbagwe for Zanis in Kaoma District, Western Province.
The National Heritage Conservation Commission, NHCC, says Northwestern and Copper Belt provinces recorded a total of 882 tourists that visited various tourist sites during the first quarter of 2024. Speaking in an interview with Zanis, NHCC Northwest Regional Director Michael Nangaluela says this represents a slight decrease of 6% compared to 937 visits recorded last year during the same period in 2023. Details in this report.
Tourism sector has continued to be Zambia's important contributor of foreign exchange earnings, despite being faced with challenges such as lack of good road network to tourism sites and accommodation facilities. Northwest region currently has 6 national monument sites in operation, and National Heritage Conservation Commission Regional Director Michael Nangalelwa sheds more light.
The 6 sites that are open to the public in Northwest region. So we've got 4 national monuments in Northwestern Province that are open to the public. Zambezi Source is in Kelenge, and Nyambozu Falls is in Mulunga. Then we've got Mtanda Falls in Kalumbila, and Kifugwa National Monument in Solwezi. So these are the 4 national monuments in the Northwestern Province that are open to the public. But because our office is a regional office, we also take statistics for the sites that are on the Copperbelt province.
Mr. Nangalelwa adds that he is impressed that the site visits were dominated by local tourists.
The number of tourists that visited our sites in the Northwest region during the first quarter of 2024 is 882. We've got far much more Zambian residents visiting our national monuments as compared to the foreign market. Now, this is good in the sense that for any tourism industry to succeed, the tourism resources or the heritage resources that are being used for tourism must first of all be appreciated by the local people.
And Kifugwa National Monument Conservation Assistant Lutangu Kalubi shares the challenges the tourism site, which is located in Solwezi district, is facing.
At Kifugwa National Monument, the main attraction is the ancient written record. In terms maybe of the station, in a week or in a day, we receive a good number which can exceed even 20 per day. We have challenges, but the biggest challenge, as you have seen for yourself, is the road. The state of the road is really pathetic. And now it is a dry season. Come rain season, the road it will be impassable. So maybe in terms of help, the government, they must help us with the road.
For the news in Solwezi district, Northwestern Province, I am Mary Glover.
And now sports news. President Hakainde Hichilema has appreciated the role the Association of Ministers' Wives has played in complementing government efforts by constructing women's shelter across the country. The head of state says government is working towards ensuring that all hospitals in the country have maternity wings. He was speaking at State House last evening during a prize-giving ceremony of the Association of Ministers' Spouses Golf Tournament. And speaking earlier, Association Chairperson Grace Mutati explained that the tournament is meant to raise funds towards the construction of mothers' shelter at district level across the country.
Thank you very much for this initiative, and it's most appreciated, hugely appreciated. Let me also indicate the purpose for which you organize this function, to raise resources to support mothers' shelters in various health facilities. This is commendable. Mothers are great members of the human race. Without the mothers, it is practically impossible to regenerate the human race. And I think this gesture, Madam Chair of the association, is so important in that respect. And it conforms to your government's agenda to basically ensure that every health facility has a maternity wing. So if we have a maternity wing, it's invariably relevant that there's a mother's shelter so that the mother and the baby are taken care of not just by medical staff, but also by family members who need to use the shelter. Health service delivery closer to the people is very important to our population, and your initiative will further and always be appreciated. Let me also indicate that, as my other speakers have said, without players, you wouldn't have a complete tournament. Raising 2 million kwacha plus is commendable, really commendable, really commendable. And Madam Chair, to walk the talk, I would like to make 2 donation components, if you like. The first one, I would like to take responsibility that as a Kachema myself, the next time you have a function, I will sponsor all the beef that you will consume at that function. Humble contribution, which I will make, or I'm making, of 200,000 kwacha to support them. I want to encourage young golfers. You can also start keeping a bit of cattle. As you grow up, you will see a lot of value in them.
And that item brings us to the end of Zanis News. But before we go, a recap of the headlines. Government signs $1 million finance agreement in energy sector. 18 countries confirm participation at Zambia International Trade Fair. President Hichilema officiates at Ministers' Golf Tournament. That is all we had for you on Zanis News. On behalf of the entire Zanis production team, my name is Faith Katai. And on sign language, we had Imelda Mlea. Thank you for watching.